What is up, guys? This is the WCW guy here today, and here, basically today, I'm going to make a video response to the feared+storm. He called me out in his last video, so basically this is going to be a drama video, just like what he had in his video, a drama video. So anyway, let's start off with the first stuff he started talking about. He started talking about all these trolls and haters on YouTube and stuff, and then he started going in about TNA, and then he started talking about me and talking about John Cena and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, you say about TNA that you prefer not to watch because it's boring, it's not entertaining, and they got nothing good going for them, and how there's too many old guys or whatever, blah 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 blah. And that is hypocritical to say, because look at WWE. They got tons of old guys who keep coming back, and they are boring as balls on Raw, and they have half-ass pay-per-views. And you say that Sting should retire from TNA unless he wants to come to WWE to wrestle, and does that make any sense to you whatsoever? You're saying Sting should be in TNA because he's old, but you want him to be in WWE. So obviously you're jealous that TNA does have these guys like Hulk Hogan and Sting and Ric Flair and Kurt Angle, because that you want them in your wrestling show, WWE. But hey, I've bashed TNA lots and lots of times, so I'm not sticking up for TNA. I thought it was terrible what they were doing last year, or at the end of the year, after Bound for Glory, where they had the Immortal Angle, and they had Jeff Hardy Stone on television, or a main event pay-per-view. All that stuff was just garbage. But you say all this stuff about TNA, and how would you know? Because you have not watched TNA in about a year, and you're making all these statements how they're boring, got nothing good going for them. But just look at WWE. WWL's got the same bullshit going on. John Cena always winning the title, feuding with Nexus or whatever. Michael Cole saying, bring up all these emails, bullshit. And it's the same shit, routine, circling around in circles all the time on Raw. And so basically, look at what's wrong with WWE. They got terrible pay-per-views. They got stale characters. They gotta keep bringing all these different editions of Raw to keep the ratings up, like the old school Raw, and like the Stone Cold edition of Raw, or All-Star Raw. And they know they gotta keep bringing these editions of Raw, or bringing these special guest celebrities on Raw every week, because if without that, no one else would watch the show. Cause you know what? The product's a piece of crap, and the company got huge ass problems. And I think that you don't want to watch TNA or Ring of Honor or any of these independent companies, because maybe the 14A product is too badass for you. It's not PG enough for you, and most of all, it's too much of a wrestling product for you, because you want sports entertainment. You don't want an actual wrestling product, you want sports entertainment. So maybe you should think about that. Are you really a wrestling fan, or are you a sports entertainment fan? Because you might know what's going on in WWE, but you don't know what's going on in the wrestling world. Like, do you even know what's going on between Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior? That whole drama going on the internet. They're basically picking arguments back and forth with each other. You probably didn't know about that. because it's not going on in the WWE. If it was going on in WWE between Ultimate Warrior and Hogan, all this drama crap on the internet, then you would probably know about it, but maybe you don't. So you seem to know all this stuff about WWE, but you don't know anything going on in TNA or Ring of Honor. So maybe you're just a WWE fan and not a wrestling fan overall, and the other companies. Maybe you just like the products. Because usually, the way I look at it is someone who's supposed to be a true wrestling fan is someone who likes wrestling for wrestling, not just watching wrestling for a product. So, anyway, you mentioned how I called you a blind fanboy behind your back, and then I said that you're full of shit. And you know what? You want to know why I didn't say it to your face? I said it behind your back to Mercury, because you would get pissed off. And why would you get pissed off? Because it's the truth deep down, but you can't handle the truth. That's why I never told you. And I knew I can come to Mercury to say, even though he would probably just tell you anyway, I knew I could just say to him, because he feels the same way. Look at it this way. He might have told you what I said about you, but do you know what he told me about you? Probably not. I mean, like, he seemed to agree with me when I said that you're full of shit. He said, yeah, that's the storm for you. So, what do you have to say there? And we actually had a conversation about you back in April, and it sounded to me like you were being a real ass to Mercury. You would get on the phone and say, hey Mercury, you can't see me, and you just hang up, and it would be so immature and annoying, just like what those haters and trolls basically do on YouTube. So you're no better than these so-called trolls who piss you off. Maybe you should think about that. And you want to know what made me feel to say this kind of stuff, that you're full of shit or whatever? Because it's like this. You talk about the same bullshit all over and over again about why you like John Cena, and how Vince McMahon tells us how WWE is entertainment, not wrestling. And then you tell us about how Demolition should be in the SmackDown vs. Raw games, as well as the Macho Man, and how Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame, and about how Owen Hart should be in the Hall of Fame. All this kind of stuff, the same stuff over and over again. Or like how Undertaker is going to get beat and lose his streak at WrestleMania. You basically made 10 videos talking about the same stuff. You already have like 5 videos on your thoughts about John Cena, and you're basically getting the same points across. You already understand that you like John Cena. Now, I personally have nothing against John Cena. It's just that I feel like I've grown out of being a John Cena fan. I liked him when I was 12, but I'm not 12 anymore. And basically his character is boring and stale, the same stuff for the past years. Now, when I say that you're a blind fanboy, I called you a blind fanboy because you seem to be oblivious of the stuff, the statements, the facts, the opinions, criticism about WWE. I mean, like, it seems like what you might not like about WWE is Sheamus or something like that, or like if John Cena was the title, you get pissed off. Other than that, you seem to be oblivious of the criticism that people give it with WWE. And the thing about this bad reviews, everyone was giving bad reviews to Capital Punishment, so it just seemed to find that you were still giving it a good review. And you seem to accuse all these reviewers to compare the product to the Attitude Era. Not everyone is doing that. Some people are not comparing it to the Attitude Era. They just look at the pay-per-view, look at it for what it is, and see if they like it or not. basically, take the wrestling gurus for example, Mitch, Jared, Papa Guru. They have stood up for WWE time and time again, thick and thin, just like you. But even they have admitted to the bad pay-per-views. They know that the pay-per-views are bad. So maybe you know deep down that they're bad. Maybe you don't think so. Maybe it is just your opinion. But I think maybe you do feel deep down that the pay-per-views are bad. But I think you're just forcing yourself to like the pay-per-views. Because you seem to get very, very defensive in all your pay-per-view reviews. And you talk about the same bullshit that it was a great pay-per-view, I give it a 9, and all you people who are haters of WWE, just stop talking about the Attitude Era, blah 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 blah. Not all of them are. They really do think that the pay-per-views are bad. And they're not bitching, and not all of them are always matches, TNA matches. They probably just do watch only WWE, and they'll still give bad reviews. But I think maybe you're just in denial. Anyway, last thing is, you were saying about how basically you're 30, you have feelings that I hurt. Look at it this way. You're a 30-year-old man on the internet telling us that a guy from the internet hurt your feelings. You need to toughen up mentally, be more of a man, and stop caring about what other people think. Maybe you should think about that, huh? See, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Just like what Sylvester Stallone says in Rocky. And I guess this is the last thing I'll probably have to say. Is, you know, a few weeks ago, or about a month or so ago, Mercury was trying to move on from the video games. And it's like this. If Mercury feels he wants to get his life back on track, get a girlfriend or whatever, because he feels that maybe video games are too much of a distraction. But hey, if he wants to move on, fine. You don't have to hold him back just because you want to keep seeing him do video game reviews. Because I find that very selfish. And basically you're telling us about this 80s cartoon, that's telling us be ourselves, be who we are, like what we like. So basically we're listening to an 80s cartoon on how to live our lives because we should be ourselves. And it does not work like that in the real world. It's be something or someone else that you really are not, or you will be a nobody. That's how it works in the real world. Because as far as I know, Mercury's a 27-year-old man. He's not 12 years old anymore. If he feels that he wants to move on from video games or take a break from the video games, then let him. And you know, I think that the way I said to Mercury about you, it was wrong, so I apologize. What I should have said, I should have just came to you and tell you how I feel about your videos, about how you talk about the same crap. I guess I should have, but that's my mistake. I apologize. If you don't want to be my friend on the internet or whatever anymore, then fine. You know, I think you're a cool guy. You know, you're a wrestling fan and everything for all these years. I think that's pretty cool, being someone from the internet who watched wrestling for so many years. But, you know, I'm sorry that I was harsh to you like that, and it was wrong. So, I'm just gonna close this video up for today. I'm a WCW guy. Peace.